All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Now, look, I've reacted to a few videos where people were trying to expose Beyonce, Jay-Z. We talked about Rock Nation. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in the industry. We all know that. We're back on the Truth Is channel, and this video title here says, Industry Insider Risk It All to Expose Beyonce. This is huge. This is huge because, I don't know if this person is going to be showing their face or what, but, a lot of times when you do stuff like this, there's consequences and repercussions. Just saying. Original video will be in the description for you guys to check out more and even subscribe, man. Shout out to Truth Is, because this brother be doing some digging. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Over the years, Beyoncé has earned herself a reputation that is often on two sides of the spectrum. While she has fans who love and adore her, she also has critics who believe there is a darker side to her. Most people consider Beyoncé one of the greatest pop artists of all time, and the undisputed queen of the music industry, with fans worshipping her like a literal god. I'm not exaggerating either, as there is an actual Beyoncé church, where people channel God through what they believe is the goddess Beyoncé. But while millions worship,
I honestly, I feel like I knew about this, but I honestly forgot. Just hearing that, a Beyonce mass. Wait. Hold on. Let me rewind a little bit.
I'm not exaggerating either, as there is an actual Beyoncé church, where people channel God through what they believe is the goddess Beyoncé. But while millions worship her, others see her as overrated and overhyped. Besides this, there are many other allegations made about her, but the most shocking allegation that's out there about Beyoncé is that she's a real evil witch. Since as early as the 2010s, people have accused Beyoncé of being into witchcraft. For years now, her fans have tirelessly defended her against these allegations, refusing to believe that their beloved Queen Bee could in any way be a witch or into witchcraft. But now, Beyoncé is once again facing these witchcraft allegations. This time, it's not just from a regular everyday person. It's from someone who has worked for Beyoncé and many other artists in the music industry. Beyoncé's former backup dancer has come out and made seriously disturbing allegations about her.
Y'all know I have to say it. When someone shows their face, stuff like this, pay attention, all right? Pay attention to this person moving forward. Always be looking like for breaking news to come out.
Accusing her of not only being an evil witch, but even claiming that Beyoncé allegedly tried to have her goddaughter R-worded. Now, these accusations seem to give more validity to the claims made against Beyoncé being a witch. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be going over the allegations made by Beyoncé's backup dancer and looking into the theory that Beyoncé is possibly a witch. But before we begin, I need you guys to subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, and share this video so we can get it seen by as many people who need to see it. You truly have the power to spread this video to others just by liking and commenting. So if you want to help spread this information, make sure to do it. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. If you have been on the internet for the past 15 years, you have likely heard of the rumors that Beyoncé is a witch. While at first, it was looked at as just another wacky online conspiracy theory, over time, more and more evidence seems to surface that supports the possibility of Beyoncé actually being into witchcraft. But before we get into that evidence, we must first go back to the day those allegations actually started. Claims of Beyoncé being into the occult and witchcraft seem to trace back to the early 2010s, specifically the 2013 Super Bowl performance, in which Beyoncé was caught on stage doing this triangle hand gesture that the public had associated with the Illuminati. While most fans pointed at the gesture being a nod to Jay-Z's Rockefeller, others pointed to the occult significance behind the
Hold on, because I just saw
the public had associated with the Illuminati. While most fans pointed at the gesture being a nod to Jay-Z's
There it is again. The Balenciaga. Whenever I see it, especially after that thing came out, yeah, man. Mm-mm-mm.
Rockefeller. Others pointed to the occult significance behind the symbol, as the symbol is connected to the occult, referencing the symbol of the Eye of Horus, suggesting that Beyoncé was using this symbol to show her alliance with the occult secret societies that run the music industry.
If it's The Rock, like they're saying it is, if it's just The Rock, all right, why do they have to keep putting their eye there, man? Why? Why do they do that? And do they do that so people can be like, yo, do they do that to talk about it? So people can talk about it? Like, what does that have to do with Rockefeller?
Since early in her career, Beyoncé, like her husband Jay-Z, seemed to utilize a good amount of occult symbols that led people to start calling both of them members of the Illuminati.
Again.
After this Super Bowl halftime performance, the accusations started ramping up to new heights, with people seeing this strange occult imagery in a lot of her work as proof that she was into the occult. These accusations got so prominent that Beyoncé herself tried denying it in her song Formation. She called out her critics by calling them haters and saying that they were corny for their Illuminati accusations. But after acknowledging the accusations, her use of occult imagery and strange lyrics continued. One moment that didn't help her case was when she released her album Lemonade, as she had some very controversial lyrics in a song she titled Denial. In this track, she spoke about using pages of the Bible as a tampon for her period, singing, plugging my menses with pages of the Holy Book. This only further gave more life to those Illuminati accusations that are still prominent to this day. While Beyoncé was using occult symbols and playing around with the idea of being in the Illuminati, those who called her out were music industry outsiders who were all seen as conspiracy theorists, so no one really took their claims seriously outside of those in the truth-seeking communities. But in 2018, that all changed when an industry insider by the name of Kimberly Thompson made some serious allegations against Beyoncé. Kimberly Thompson is a 3-time Grammy-winning drummer who has worked with many big artists in the music industry. She worked with artists like Alicia Keys, Kanye West, but most importantly, Jay-Z and his wife Beyoncé. Kimberly had performed and toured with Beyoncé for over 6 years as a member of her all-female band. In 2018, Kimberly went viral when out of nowhere, she filed for a restraining order against her boss Beyoncé. The reason for this restraining order was due to Beyoncé, quote-unquote, using extreme witchcraft against her. Kimberly accused Beyoncé of using magic spells to essay her, being behind the death of her pet kitten, and also tapping her phones and controlling her finances. Eventually, Kimberly was invited onto Daily Mail to discuss her claims against Beyoncé. The news anchors repeatedly tried to paint Thompson as a crazy person, but Thompson told them that Beyoncé was indeed a witch who used witchcraft against her.
Bewitching Beyoncé. Did Queen Bee practice witchcraft on one of her musicians? In this Daily Mail TV exclusive, the drummer who claimed she was put under Beyoncé's spell is now speaking out.
The fact that people keep saying, I'm crazy? Hell, the situations I had to deal with and survive are crazy.
Kimberly Thompson says she is tormented from being put under manic sexual spells by Beyoncé.
We're talking about other situations where changing into animals and jumping into other bodies and all kinds of really crazy stuff.
In bizarre court papers, Thompson claims Beyoncé, who she refers to as this person, has started a campaign of harassment against her that includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells of Satan. She also claims Beyoncé murdered her kitten after the singer put a spell on it.
They were like, the cat has a spell on it. The cat was taken back to her people, and they killed it.
It's unclear why Thompson is speaking out now.
So for the Thompson lady, what does she have to gain by saying these things? You know, because people, again, are going to be like, oh, she crazy. So she's like risking diminishing her character by saying these things. There's really nothing to gain here. So why do people do it? And then why is it so hard to believe? Like, when you look at it, who are people going to believe, her or Beyoncé? You know, it's been a lot of stories, but again, and I'll say it, there's all the stuff that has been alleged. But they kind of seem untouchable, right?
Even though she says Beyoncé has been at it since 2006.
She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress. She's just been a savage.
Not long after this interview, the judge denied the request for a restraining order on September 19, 2018, and Beyoncé and her team never directly addressed the accusations. Eventually, Kimberly went back to working in the music industry, where she remains to this very day. This was the first time at least a mainstream level that Beyoncé was called the witch. Allegations that have stuck to her until this very day. Accusations that her Stanfield Code of Beyoncé has endlessly defended her against. Now, 7 years later, another industry insider has come out and made similar allegations against Beyoncé. This time, it was industry dancer Khadija Sherry, who, just like Kimberly Thompson, has a successful career inside the music industry. Sherry worked with many artists in the industry. She worked with Pharrell, being featured on the cover art and in the music video for his 2014 single Marilyn Monroe. She worked with Rihanna, performing on both the Loud and Diamonds World Tours, and appeared in the music video for Where Have You Been? But most importantly, she worked with Beyoncé, appearing in the music video for Formation and performing with her during the Super Bowl 50th halftime show in 2016. Just a few days back though, Sherry went on social media and made a post accusing Beyoncé of some seriously dark things. She accused Beyoncé of not only being an evil witch, but also trying to have her goddaughter R-worded and harmed. She posted this statement aimed at Beyoncé, stating, "Are you effing serious? You called for my child to be R-worded? You evil effing witch? At essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this through the effing roof. At Beyoncé, you went too effing far. You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you off to be a star. You forgot? You were only supposed to be a star on the tree. Giving orders of takeouts never went with your stardom. Watch, WTF y'all do at this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Now with my goddaughter, I'll blow your world up."
Key word right there. I shut my mouth. I kept my mouth shut for my career. That's what I always talk about. Like, and again, even with her, what does she have to gain by saying this? You know, risking losing everything. That's why the title said risk it all. Like, she has nothing to gain here at all. Although this is alleged, it's like, why would you say this?
#KN95, #Destiny's Child, /Really Jigga Man. These are some serious allegations, and we will be trying to figure out what it is that she was saying by this in a bit. After posting this, Sherry took down the post, but not before it was screenshotted and spread all over the blogs. This led to Beyoncé's Code of Stans unleashing their forces on her social media comment sections, flooding her posts with B emojis and insults, showing just how much people idolize Beyoncé, that they are willing to harass someone who has called her out without knowing if she's telling the truth or not. After making this post, Sherry hasn't clarified or further elaborated on her comments, leaving people wondering what exactly she meant by her comments in this post. Not only did she call Beyoncé an evil witch, but she said some other stuff that I found extremely interesting. Specifically when she said, "I'm the child you off to be a star, remember? When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Now with my goddaughter, I'll blow your world up." I kept wondering what she could have meant by this. All I can think of is that these comments might be connected to some strange dark industry ritual. I say this because Sherry called Beyoncé an evil witch, then claims that Beyoncé was trying to somehow R-word her goddaughter, and also claiming that she allowed it to be done to her, but she won't allow it to happen to her goddaughter. What I believe she could be referring to by this is possibly something she was put through to be initiated into the music industry when she was coming up. Now it seems that they are possibly trying to do the same thing to her goddaughter. Again, I can only assume because she didn't elaborate on her accusations. But knowing how dark the music industry gets, this seems like what she's possibly referring to. The only thing that's clear about these allegations is that she called Beyoncé an evil witch and that she tried to harm her goddaughter somehow and have her R-worded. Interestingly enough, these accusations seem awfully similar to the accusations Kimberly Thompson made against Beyoncé long ago, as they both accused Beyoncé of using dark witchcraft against them, also harming their loved ones. In Kimberly's case, it was her cat, and in Sherry's case, her goddaughter. While at first Beyoncé's witch allegations seemed like a stretch, today it seems like a reality. It's no longer just the audience that is calling her out. Now, members of the same industry who worked for her have come out twice to accuse her of using black magic on them. And it's not just former employees either, as one woman who herself identifies as a witch has also identified Beyoncé as a fellow witch. Sometime back, I played this clip from an episode of Tasha K's podcast, where she interviewed an industry witch named Satin Says. Satin Says gets hired by big-name celebs for her root work services. During the interview, the conversation of industry witches came up, and it ended up on the subject of Beyoncé, where Satin Says confirms that Beyoncé is in fact a witch.
Witch?
Oh, I am a witch, but I don't
the
do
fuck
hexes for everybody.
She's scared.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't, because you know, they tell me Beyonce's a witch and that
she
we
is.
should be scared. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's an Ifa. So when she wears her yellow, that's Oshun.
Oh.
Riches and beauty, love, and all of that. Which I can see why she's connected to Oshun. But yeah, so it's another kind of tradition.
Okay.
Like a lot of people would think but it's really Ifa. So it's like a lifestyle as a religion. You know?
Because I always wonder why you got on them flowers and got on that elaborate. I'm like, can nobody buy your clothes? Your clothes look different. You know what I'm saying?
She probably gives her, so she has her own altar. She gives her food. She has parties for her. All of that. Just like Summer Walker.
As you can see, many people in the industry call Beyoncé a witch, an accusation that Beyoncé has never tried to deny. While she has denied being in the Illuminati, which she isn't a part of obviously, she hasn't denied being a witch. It's because Beyoncé is likely deeply involved in witchcraft. Now, if we are to believe her backup dancer and drummer, she is using that witchcraft for completely evil reasons. But sadly, her fans defend her no matter what, and refuse to see the truth about her, all because they worship Beyoncé as their god instead of the one true God. But I will say people need to wake up before it's too late, as Beyoncé is only leading her fans to a burning end. In my opinion, it's pretty clear that Beyoncé is in fact a witch, and if you see all this information that's about her that proves it and still deny it to yourself, you're just in denial. Well, I'm gonna end this one here, but before you guys go, I just wanted to
So, some of you may know, but before I knew what I know now, I went to a Beyonce concert. It was all right. You know, Kendrick was there singing that song that he has with her, and it was a mic problem. Like, so his whole performance, or half of his performance, you couldn't hear nothing. It was just. Then they fixed it at the end. Diana Ross was there. It was like her birthday. It was Beyonce's birthday. That's the day we went on. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the imagery, it was a certain part of the concert that would seem very, very wicked. Very wicked. And I was like, well, won't be doing that again. I also... You know, because I used to work at the Staples Center, I had seen it. This is way back in like 2000. I can't believe, remember when it was, but I was at the Staples Center pretty much when they opened to like 2004. I forget what performance, but I had seen her live there. But yeah, man. I think that's the issue, though. My stomach is growling. Whew. I think a lot of people get so involved with these celebrities, these artists, that they can do no wrong. So they're blinded by what's, it literally be right in front of them and they won't believe it. But I feel like when people who have access, who are on the inside, when they start to talk, we need to listen. We need to listen. Because like I said before, what do these women have to gain for saying what they're saying? You know? Literally can lose everything. shout out to The Truth Is for the video. Make sure you guys, you know, because I really do appreciate y'all, because a lot of y'all will watch his video, then come over and watch my reaction to it. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Peace out.